Delayed gratification. That's the theme for Texas Tech football this year. Last year was supposed to be the season that the Red Raiders broke through under Joey McGuire. Many had them pegged as a Big 12 dark horse, including myself. But they kind of fell flat on their face, going just 6-6 in the regular season. But this year could be what last year was supposed to be. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. Ready to break down the Texas Tech Red Raiders, their schedule and prediction for this upcoming season. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to those exclusive expert picks, some of the best spread picks in the entire country for one of the lowest prices in the country. We want you to go sign up for those today, win big with us, and become a member of our GE Nation. All the content down in the description below is for you. We can promise you're not going to want to miss out on it. So Texas Tech, guys, Joey McGuire has done a phenomenal job in Lubbock. I mean, he's entering year 3, went 8-5 in 2022, went 7-6 last year. He's won bowl games in back-to-back seasons. So yes, the Red Raiders haven't gotten over that hump of winning 8 games in a regular season or anything like that, but he's had them competitive. He's had them in the postseason. That's what Texas Tech wants. But they're ready to take that next step. Maybe this could be the year they do it. On offense, they have 9 starters back. That's going to be their strength, no doubt about it. Typically it is under Texas Tech. You know, this is a team that had to start 3 quarterbacks last year due to health issues. So the key for them more than anything is going to be staying healthy. But Baron Morton, when he's healthy, he's good. Threw for over 1,700 yards and 15 touchdowns, battled injuries throughout the year. But if he can stay healthy, Texas Tech is going to be looking really, really good. But more than anything, the biggest win for them following the season was the retaining Taj Brooks, getting him to stick around. Over 1,500 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns last year. So one of the best running backs in this conference, and he is now running behind an offensive line that has 125 career starts. Yes, they do lose their top 2 wide receivers, but Josh Kelly does transfer in from Washington State, where he had over 900 reception yards last year. Corey Eakin does return as well. This offense will be firing on all cylinders, but the strength of the team hinders on the health of their quarterback. No doubt about it. Defense. It was actually, surprisingly, one of the best defenses that Texas Tech had in a while statistically. Last year, the Red Raiders gave up just 390 yards and 26 points per game. It was a pretty solid defense. But obviously, falling short early in the year where they went 1-3 to start, all 3 of those losses coming by 1 possession, by the way, kind of derailed everything. Now their top 2 tacklers do return, though. Ben Roberts had 107 tackles last year at the linebacking position. C.J. Baskerville is back in the secondary. They do lose 7 of their top 10 tacklers from last year, but the front 7 should be pretty strong this season. And that rushing numbers, where they gave up over 160 rushing yards per game, those numbers should improve, and you could see a few extra wins and a few extra one-possession wins, winning those close games on the schedule for Texas Tech now. Because again, keep in mind, 1-3 start last year. All 3 of those losses to Wyoming, Oregon, and West Virginia were by 1 possession. Just think what could have been, what the season could have looked like for Texas Tech if they had won all 3 of those, or even just won 2 of them. Would have been drastically different, no doubt about it. All right, let's take a look at the schedule. I want to point out how favorable the month of September is, and include August 31st in there if you want. I'm going to tell you right now, Texas Tech is going to start 5-0. That's how confident I feel. They will beat Abilene Christian. They will beat Washington State in the Mike Leach Bowl. Washington State, technically kind of an independent now, or an honorary Mountain West Conference member, if you want to call it that, since the Pac-12 fell apart. They lose 5 of their top 6 tacklers. They lose Cam Ward off to Miami. And in week 2, I don't really expect all the changes that's gone through this program to be, fixed. I don't think they're going to be gelling as well as they need to be, or maybe that they will be later on in the year. So even though it is in Pullman, not an easy place to play, well, it'll be an emotional game. I hope and expect them to pay some sort of tribute, both teams, to Mike Leach. They will get the win. They will win in Pullman. They're the more experienced team, no doubt about it. They will beat North Texas. They will beat Arizona State, arguably the worst team in the Big 12 this year. That battle might come between Arizona State and Houston. And they will beat Cincinnati at home. Again, look at that. Only 1 road game in their first 5, and it's on the road at a relatively weak Washington State squad. I feel very confident in this start for the Red Raiders. 5-0, which means they're just 1 win away from a bowl game. They're probably going to be nationally ranked, but the eyes are not set on just a bowl game at this point. They're expecting Big 12 title contention. They're expecting maybe their first 8-win regular season since 2009. That's what Texas Tech wants to get. Well, you take a look what's after that. They go on the road to Arizona. The fast start can only last so long. Pretty weak schedule to open up the year, so that's why they start so strong. But then it starts to get a little bit tougher, and they drop their first true test on the road at Arizona. The question is, can the secondary handle the battle of Noah Fafita and Teteroa McMillan? Can they slow that passing attack of Arizona down? Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but they also have to be aware of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who was dominant during his time at New Mexico. He's going to be dangerous at running back for the Wildcats. I think so many people are going to sell out on stopping the pass, and Merritt might have himself quite the day, especially against a Texas Tech defense that wasn't great against the run last year and really won't get challenged that much by opposing teams' running games in their first 5 games. Arizona, with home field advantage in their first year in the conference, we should add, get to win over the Red Raiders. They are now 5-1. They come out of their bye week well-rested in Clinch Bowl eligibility. They will take down Baylor, so a 6-1 start for Joey McGuire's squad. They beat Baylor 39-14 last year, and Baylor gave up 185 rushing yards per game. Texas Tech in last year's win had 186. Expect a big day out of Taj Brooks in this one. Yes, Baylor's improved. Yes, they are reloaded through the transfer portal. Still not going to be enough to come into Lubbock, which I think is a very underrated place to play, and get this win. So the Red Raiders are 6-1. Look at that, but also look at what's coming up. Strong start. They need to start strong if they want to have a special year, because those final 5 games are tough. At Iowa State, at Oklahoma State, at TCU. West Virginia at home isn't going to be easy. Probably the easiest game is probably that home game against Colorado on November 9th. Well, after the Baylor game, I think they drop their next 2. I think they lose back-to-back road games at TCU and at Iowa State. TCU, yes, the Red Raiders won last year. They won that game by 7. But the Horned Frogs are much improved and will test, once again, this Texas Tech secondary. Josh Hoover, a lot of high expectations out of him. A lot of high expectations from this TCU offense. And their defense returns 9 starters. They went 5-7 last year, 1 year after making the national championship game. Don't think TCU makes the playoff or anything like that this year, but they're going to return to form and look a lot better than they did last season. They beat Texas Tech at home, and Iowa State. Look, I love this Texas Tech offense. I love what they're bringing to the table. I think a lot of teams are going to struggle to stop them. Iowa State will not be one of them. The Cyclones have 4 straight seasons where they have held their opponents to under 23 points per game. They will have one of the best defenses in this conference once again. And I actually think if somehow this game turned into a high-scoring shootout, Iowa State has the offense to hang with the Red Raiders. They got Rocco Beck. They've got Abu Sama. They've got some of their top pass catchers returning. This is a good Iowa State team, guys, that is not getting enough attention. And in Ames, I do not like the Red Raiders' odds. So they lose both of those games. 6-1 turns into 6-3, but let's give them 7 wins with that win over Colorado. We said that would be the easiest game during those final 5 games. The Buffaloes, I think, will struggle quite a bit again this year. They will be improved statistically. They will be improved competitively. But are they better up front in the trenches? Are they better on the offensive line? Are they better on the defensive line? Is their rushing defense better? They were torched on the ground game after game after game last year. And I expect Taj Brooks to torch them once again. They win this game and are now 1 win away from clinching that coveted 8-win season. Have not had an 8-win regular season since 2009. Coming out of the bye week, I hate to say it, they will not get it against Oklahoma State. The Red Raiders have defeated the Cowboys just twice since 2008. The Cowboys have their numbers. And now, Oklahoma State's loaded with talent. 19 guys are back. A team that won 10 games, was the Big 12 runner-up last year. They are loaded across the board. And the game is now in Stillwater. Oklahoma State is a Big 12 title contender this year. A lot of people aren't giving them that respect. A lot of people don't believe that. They were last year. They are this year. Ollie Gordon has himself a big day against this Texas Tech rushing defense. They get the win, which means, look, they're going bowling. They've got 7 wins. It's another winning season, no doubt about it, under Joey McGuire. But can they win on Senior Day over West Virginia to clinch that 8-win season? Yes, they can. Yes, they will. Texas Tech will beat West Virginia. Prior to last year, a 20-13 loss to the Mountaineers, Texas Tech had won 4 straight over West Virginia. In that game last year, Tyler Shuck went down. So, I mean, obviously West Virginia was holding their own before that, but if he doesn't go down, does Texas Tech find a way to win or send the game to overtime? Who knows what could have happened? It was a weird game last season for both of those squads. This year, we expect and we hope both teams are fully healthy coming into this game. But in Lubbock, on Senior Day, Texas Tech can hold their own offensively with West Virginia. Defensively, both front sevens are going to be very solid. I expect it to be relatively high scoring, more high scoring than we saw last year. But Texas Tech gets the job done they win this game in front of their home crowd, and I've got Texas Tech going 8-4 in 2024. Some think that's ridiculous. I don't think so. Those first 5 games will set the tone. If they struggle in the first 5, it's going to be a long year. Anything less than 5-0 is going to be wildly disappointing because Texas Tech should win all of those games, especially with 4 of them being at home. If they win 5 games like that, there's 3 away from our mark. They're not going to beat some of the top dogs in the conference. I don't think they're there quite yet to compete against the Iowa States, the Oklahoma States, the Kansas States, guys like that. But the teams that they're on the same level with, or maybe just slightly better, they're going to either hang with or beat. I've got them at 8 wins. Worst case, 7-5. But regardless, a 3rd straight winning season under Joey McGuire in Lubbock. Delayed gratification. This might not be the Big 12 title team people were hoping Texas Tech was going to be last year, but this is going to be a historic season for them, and maybe the year that people thought they were going to have last year. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Got the Red Raiders going 8-4. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos as we continue to progress every single FBS team with our predictions here at the channel. Also, check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to those exclusive expert picks and our exclusive newsletters. Do not miss out on those opportunities to become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.